And if you are asking yourself, what are you? You're nothing. If you're like, what are we? Are we like dating? You're not anything. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. We're back yet again for another Big Sister advice. I have not posted one in so long and y'all literally love them. So why I was stupid and not posting them? Great question. If y'all missed the series before, I basically give you Big Sister advice that I wish I knew. Except today's video is a little bit different because I have a live studio audience. And you're probably like, Kenzie, car's empty. You're talking to yourself, queen. Every single angle of where I'm filming this at, I have people surrounding me. There's a car right beside me. He's just sitting there looking at me like I'm delusional. Maybe I am. There's people in front of me, I'm talking about at least 7, that are looking at me like, I think they might have thought I had a pew-pew because my tripod kind of looks like it. And lastly, this way, my boyfriend's family is right there. Hopefully they don't see me because if they do, it's going to be embarrassing. Y'all know I'm bringing you Big Sister advice no matter what the conditions are. So here we are. Obviously, I think we've been new what I do every time we do Big Sister advice, some sort of beverage. Water's not going to cut it because I've been drinking water the entire week. We're getting Dunkin'. So let's go ahead and go. It just opened up. If y'all missed the get ready for me where I was like, oh my goodness, Dunkin's closed. My life's over. Yeah, they only did a renovation, which I knew, but I thought it'd be a lot longer. So why I cried and listened to all that depressing music. I'm a Leo. Hoping my boyfriend is not looking out the window right now because I'm cutting across the and I literally just about got hit. Hopefully they didn't see that. We're going to Dunkin' now though. I hope I don't see that girl never again. I need to find me a good camera mount for these series because y'all now fall off the dashboard every time I make one move. I'm gonna make a turn. I'm gonna see if y'all fall. I'm gonna do it really slow though. Oh! I just hit the curb. Okay, that's embarrassing.
How can I get for you?
Hi, can I have a medium strawberry dragon fruit refresher made with green tea? And then can I just do extra strawberry in that? And that's it.
Okay, it's gonna be $3.92.
Alrighty, thank you. Maybe I'm Delulu and I think I'm the only one in my county. Oh my, oh, let me turn my thing down. I feel like I'm the only one that orders that drink. I still feel really bad about me almost in that car, but can't do nothing about it now. Just hope I don't see her. That's all I can do. Cross the fingers from hope and pray. That's it. I also have to use the bathroom very bad, so drinking this tea, y'all. Someone made a list for the ideas I wanted to talk about. Now, by someone, I mean 2 things. So we're gonna be rolling. You know, these series don't end well when I'm rolling off whatever comes off my head. So hopefully this advice is actually beneficial and y'all can use it. Fingers crossed. Renovations, but that pole is leaning. I don't know what renovations they did, but that pole is about to fall over. And if it falls, land on my car, and y'all see me quit my job, I'll be the newest unemployed member on the market.
$3.92.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
You too. Oh my god. Whatever was in that building stunk. That literally shriveled up my nose. Parked beside someone eating. Kind of awkward, but it's fine. Let's get started with the advice. Obviously, taste test first. Is the drink gonna be good today? It's looking a little lighter than I usually like, but what can you do? Let's do a nice taste test and then we'll get into this advice. This is the drill. I'm almost forgetting it because I've not done one of these in so long. And I love doing them. I love talking, so I don't know why I was blank. This is her. She's not bad, like a good 7 out of 10. Like if she had like a couple more drops of syrup, I feel like she would hit, but like since it's just a little bit too much green tea, I'll drink it. I'm so excited. I have not talked to y'all in so long. I feel like I did a check air with me, but it wasn't like me debriefing and giving y'all good solid advice because obviously I'm the most trustworthy person to get advice from. Let's get into it. Okay, so I'll be honest with you. I wrote down 1 note and I have the second note in my head. That's it. So the rest of this video is gonna be rolling off the tongue. It's gonna be whatever Kenzie thinks. First note, we're starting off very big and bold. A perfect boy will not confuse you. Let's pick that apart, what that actually means. With my long history of talking to like the worst possible men in my entire life, like these people were just borderline. No words. That's it. I'm not gonna trash nobody on here. I'm not that kind of channel anymore. I was very much confused of like where I stood with them. Like I would be talking to them. I'm like, I don't even know what we are. What are we? Most of the time we were nothing because I was delusional. But until I got to my current boyfriend, I was never confused of where we were when we were talking. I definitely was like, oh my gosh, we're in the talking stage. Like we are definitely linking up. Like we are about to be lovers for the rest of our life. Locked in. Before, I was like always confused of like what I was doing, which is why I say like the perfect guy for you will never confuse you. You'll never have to ask yourself like, what are we? And if you are asking yourself, what are you? You're nothing. If you're like, what are we? Are we like dating? You're not anything. Like don't assume your girlfriend status. Don't assume you're the main one. If you had to ask yourself, what are we? You know what I'm saying? Like until he asked you, will you be my girlfriend? Y'all are nothing. Point blank period. I've never been the type of person where let's talk and see how things go. I have attachment issues. That's just me personally. Or maybe it's just common sense now to me now that I've learned how to actually get treated right instead of getting treated like a dog. Like was I in the doghouse every single day of my life? And did I put up with it? Sadly. Unfortunately. Now that I know how to get treated actually well, it's very sad and depressing to look back on what I got treated like. Like it's sad to look back and be like, oh my goodness, what was wrong with her? Like was she on a perk 30? That's my number 1 advice in like any sort of guy, because I don't want to go back into like my old life, dig up dirt that should not be dug up. I want it to stay under the ground, keep it in the grave. I want that on top of the grave, in the grave if it got to be. About any other guy I used to talk to, because no one will match up and no one will compete with the current man I'm with now. I feel that too, y'all. It's so relaxing and such like a good moment in your life when you've chosen a right guy for you, or girl, no matter. I'm not gonna judge. But like also like good friends too. I feel like your life really elevates, and it really does change when you choose people in your life who need to be in your life, which is another thing. I think that life works in mysterious ways. I feel like the people who should be in your life will come and go. People who should not be in your life are gonna leave, and you may be questioning yourself, why did they leave? But it's always for a reason. One thing about me is I dwell on things real bad. It's probably my worst trait. It does take me a while to get over something. I'll be the first one to say it. Be open and honest with y'all. I'll still think about like old friendships. I'm like, oh my god, I had a good time. But obviously, if we're not friends now, if there's nothing going for us now, obviously there's some sort of reason why we're not friends. As a person with extreme attachment issues, it's hard to say that. Deep down, I guess I'm gonna tell myself like, hey Kenzie girly, let's have a chit chat. If they're not in your life, they're not in your life for a reason. Which is another statement, which I kind of like touching in every single one of these videos, is not everybody is gonna support you 100% of the time. And once you find your rocks, the people who you support, your life is gonna get so much better. One thing I should do and one thing I can't do is move in silence, which is the most cringy saying in the entire world. Not be like, I'm moving in silence. I hate saying it. But sometimes not everybody's gonna support you. Some people just like don't want to see you win, which is a sad thing to say, but like when you tell them like something that's like good happening for you and they're like, oh, and then put it back to themselves, that's when you just erase them off your uproaring lip. I couldn't think of the word. Uproaring was the best I got. But once you realize they're not gonna support you 100% and they're not gonna uplift you, especially with your goals and your dreams and like big accomplishments, take them off the list, because you will never fully level up completely of where you need to be and how you're gonna excel in life unless you have this hater off your list. Simple as that. When I tell you, I used to have the most haters on my level. Like I tell them something good that's happening to me and they would tell me, oh, and then change it to themselves and make it seem pity party for them. They want to kind of compete with your progress, which you should never do with a friend. You have your level, they have their level. It doesn't matter the pace you're going at these levels. Uplift each other no matter what the circumstances. Simple. But I used to have people in my life, I tell them an accomplishment and they literally be like, oh, and they change it to themselves for me to pity them because they don't have something good going for them at that moment. And it's just like no worse feeling when you have something really exciting. They're like, oh, well, I wish I had, you know, that's like my stance. So once you cross people off your list on like telling things to, it's the best feeling in the world. Especially it's why I say move in silence to certain extents. I hate to say it and I will not say it. I'm not like, guys, I'm moving in silence. Not everybody needs to know about your every move, which is something hard that I've had to come to conclusion because I cannot keep my mouth shut if my life depended on it. If I had a gun to my head, I couldn't shut up and the gun would go off. So pick 2-3 friends, maybe not even that. Sometimes like a 1 or 2 is good for me. You can tell them if you want, but do not go around telling everybody everything that's happening in your life, especially before it happens. I get manifesting, but sometimes when you put things out into the world, yes, it's beneficial for you, but don't go sharing it to everybody else. Because sometimes the world works in mysterious ways, and I'm a firm believer if I put it out in the world and someone is preying on my downfall, because people will see you're leveling up and they'll try to bring you down. They'll prey on your downfall and that comes back to bite you. This is the only reason I'm like, don't tell everybody your things, because the person who's secretly jealous, secretly envious of you and all your accomplishments, they're preying on your downfall. You're telling them, oh hey, I'm doing this. They're gonna be like, oh, I wish I was doing that. She doesn't deserve that. They're putting that out into the universe. You're putting your stuff out and then they're just clashing. They're Xing each other out. It's my boyfriend's dad. Hope you don't see me talking to myself. We're taking a small break from this video because my boyfriend's family is in fact walking across the parking lot, and if they see me filming, y'all will never see me talk again. We'll be right back. We're back. That was so embarrassing. So humbling. Back to what I was saying. To wrap up that whole subject, not everybody's gonna be your biggest supporter. Don't tell everybody your next move. Let them be surprised and just show them. Let the mouth be zipped and just show them what you're doing instead of just like, oh, I'm gonna do this. Show them that you're doing this. As a professional yapper, it's very hard, but I'm learning, doing better than I used to be. That's all I'll say to that subject. Another big one that actually happened to me yesterday, which is a fun little story we're gonna share on this channel. It's called self-respect. Something that I lacked many years ago to a different extent happened yesterday, and now I'm sure the story about how I took that information and I moved on with my life and ate and devoured. Let's give y'all a nice little scenario and then I'll explain to you how I popped out from that and my advice to y'all to take this for reference. So basically, I had an issue with this person, let's say, I think 2 years ago now. I've not like spoken to them in 2 years. They decide that they think that they can talk to me after not apologizing for what they did to me. I want to explain the story to y'all, but I want to go in the most detail, and I feel like we're so close on here already. Might as well. I was like, am I gonna talk to this person ever again in my life? And the answer to that simply was no. Let's play the scenario. We're giving full details. Trigger warning. Let's start. Basically, let's say you were R-worded by someone, okay? So you tell someone else who's very close with the person who R-worded you, right? So anyways, this person's asking you to like, you know, tell them and they'll get you help, which the help was never coming. The help was maybe the friends we made along the way, because the help wasn't there and it was never coming ever again. I'll get you help, you tell me. I tell him, no help happened. And he actually, ready for this crazy part? He hung out with the person that R-worded me 4 days later. Jaw on the floor, right? Like after something like that is beyond me. I think they're delusional. channel. I think something is just not clicking in the head. I think something is sick up here for both of those individuals, and I hate wish people the worst, but that horrible of a person, wish you the worst, because I'm not dwelling on this past anymore. I realized some people just physically cannot change. I think it's just something corrupt in their head. So that was the whole situation. I've not spoken to this person in 2 years after repeatedly for months on end being like, hey, like, you hurt my feelings, you did this to me, and you never did anything back. And then I was told I was not knowing what was behind the scenes. But guess what, guys? There was nothing going on behind the scenes for me to even find out about. So it didn't matter anyway. But anyways, 2 years went by, I haven't spoke to this person, right? This person actually came to my house for whatever reason, and they were like, oh, you're not gonna talk to me? Huh? That's all I got for y'all. Like, what? I heard this sentence and I was like, hope they're not talking to me, but unfortunately, this person was in fact talking to me. This is where my life lesson of self-respect comes in. I would have no self-respect if I let myself get completely disrespected by said person and then act like nothing happened. Maybe if this person actually did what they were gonna do, was a decent person, and maybe had some respect for their own kin, maybe I'd talk to them. But it's the fact that this person literally does not care about anyone besides themselves, and then they think, oh, 2 years went by, she definitely forgot what I did to her, let me try to act like I'm friends with her. Unfortunately, I actually learned self-respect, which is a good lesson and something for you all to achieve in life, because it's like the best feeling in the entire world. Unfortunately for him, I did learn it, and that I did because I told him, I said, no, I'm not going to talk to someone who openly disrespects me. Thanks. And when I tell y'all, I felt on top of the world. I literally was like, oh my goodness, I'm so proud of standing up for myself, which is another thing, like self-respect, standing up for yourself, hands in hand, y'all. They are best buddies. They are like twins. What you need in life, both of those two things, you're set to go. If I didn't stand up for myself, he probably would have thought like, oh my goodness, we're like cool now. I'm proud of myself for standing up for myself, and I'm proud of myself for having self-respect, because even if 2 years has passed, you never apologized, you never changed. Why do you think I'm gonna forget that? Especially if it's a situation like that. I could see if like you maybe stole my favorite sunglasses, maybe I'd forget it after 2 years. But if you are that horrible of a person and think 2 years is gonna change my mind and make me forget, you're out of your mind, delusional, seek help, you need it, period. Oh, I kinda ate with that, didn't I? Another thing that's kind of like a random subject for this kind of video, it's a thing that I've learned that I really have excelled in life because of this, and it's the fact that life is short and you need to live the most of it, because we are not promised tomorrow. And what I mean by that is, I used to be so embarrassed with my videos, like this is just like a random subject, but you can apply this to literally anything, but I used to be so embarrassed with my videos, like I would never promote them, because I was like, oh my goodness, what is she gonna say if I post this video? I should be like deep down not caring anyways what she said. But the main point of that story is the fact that life is too short. We literally could die tomorrow. Like the world could blow up tomorrow, and you would be regretting the things that you didn't do because you were so scared that Sally down the street was gonna see your video and laugh. And it can literally be applied to any situation. It doesn't have to be like just with social media. I'm just teaching that as like my little example. I'm tired of people being like, I wish I could do videos, but I'm just like scared what my sister's gonna say. I'm scared what my grandma's gonna say. Honestly, you have to drop the fear. Until you do that, you're never gonna excel in anywhere. And it's like, oh, I'm too scared to change my job. What is this person gonna say if I leave my job and like try to follow my dream? You are gonna regret that so much later in life if you did not try to follow that dream. I always think life is so short and it's your life. You shouldn't have to revolve it around someone else. Make your choices for you. Don't make choices for other people's approval, because that's gonna get you nowhere in life. You're never gonna be fully happy. I used to care so much what people thought about my videos. I would literally be filming in public and someone looked at me, I'm like, oh, and I put it down. But then I look back when I'm editing and I'm like, oh my goodness, why did I do that? I hate this footage I'm filming on. Chances of them seeing me film and then remembering it in 2 days is really gonna probably slip their mind. But most of the time, it's not all about you. Take it with a grain of salt. If you fall, chances of someone remembering that fall like literally in a week are very slim, unless they are your biggest hater. Just enjoy life while you have the chance to. When you're like 90 years old, you're gonna be like, I wish I followed my dream. I wish I did this. I wish I did that. And then you don't have the time, you don't have the energy to completely do what you wanted to do in your younger years. Now that I've fully stopped caring what people say in my videos, because I'm doing it for myself, I'm not doing it for like the approval of others. Because believe it or not, my videos actually apparently do strike a nerve with some people. I don't care. I've had people say, oh, her videos are questionable for whatever reason. Like, I'm literally making a video about advice. I made videos about like me doing my makeup. What is questionable about that is a great question. It's a person's opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own. But do I care about a nobody? No. So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, my videos are questionable, I should change them. If I like making them, y'all like watching them, I'm not gonna change it for one person being like, videos are questionable. Another comment. Someone was like, oh, she shares too much personal life. I make videos about my daily life. I don't know what you think I'm not gonna do. What am I gonna do? Paint a picture saying I'm a millionaire, y'all are brokies. Like what? I'm not gonna paint a fake picture. I'm gonna show you all the real life. I live with my grandparents. I work a 9 to 5. I share my personal life, but it helps like my people who like watch my videos relate to me because they probably do live similar lives. They probably go to a 9 to 5. They work a job. I don't know what other personal information they share. And like along with the other like not trauma stories, but like I kind of share those stories to let y'all know that you're not alone in life because I don't really see many videos kind of representing what's happened to me. So I want to make a video to maybe help others. Maybe it helps them come out and tell someone, you know, what's happening to them. I make videos to try to make people feel better. I make videos to let people know that they're not alone in life. It makes me happy. It makes other people happy. I shouldn't care what like 2 people said about my videos. I'm not gonna stop and reconstruct my videos because 2 people said, oh, she shares too much. Oh, it's questionable. And another thing with people, if they don't like watching your videos, what can they do? Simply not watching said video. If it bothers you so much, don't watch the person's video. I've never been like a hate watcher. I'm like, oh my gosh, I hate this girl, but I need to watch her videos. If I don't like someone, I'm not gonna keep up with their day-to-day life. Because if I do, that makes me a fan of them. No matter if you like, oh, I hate this girl, but I'm gonna keep watching her videos. You're a fan watching. Which is why I'm like, if they don't like my videos so much, they shouldn't watch. They shouldn't even have an opinion if they don't like me. Don't watch the video. And that's a hill I'll bury myself on. If my videos provoke you in a way that you have to make an opinion about it, don't watch said video. Simple. We are zipped on the conversation. Like, it's completely done. I was reading like another like little idea I had, and it was like something you're holding on to is something that don't make sense. Okay, sometimes what you're trying to hold on to is exactly what you should let go. I say this with like a grain of salt because as you'll see, it may seem like I have built up anger in a lot of my videos, which potato potato. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But I kind of talk about it in a way to help others move past certain situations. I really don't try to dwell on past situations as much anymore. I want to live in present day. I don't want to let past decisions, past events happen to me. Obviously, I've had some big moments that have changed my life drastically, and those are things that I will have to live with for the rest of my life, unfortunately. With smaller instances, and like sometimes when people do things to me, I just have to realize that they're not going to change. They're going to be a horrible person, and I'm never going to fully heal myself unless I let that situation go. Like with the situation I just explained with the person saying, oh, you're not going to talk to me? Instead of me dwelling on that and like holding hatred, I just say, you know, I wish you the worst, move on. Which maybe that's holding hatred, I don't know. I'm not going to sit there and dwell and be like, why can't they change? Why won't they give me the respect that I deserve? Like, you know, I'm not going to like question myself and my dignity because it's not fair to myself personally. I'm simply going to be like, they're not going to change. I'm letting go of said situation. But the thing is, I'm not going to drop what they did to me. I'm using this situation again to kind of explain the story. Obviously, what this person did to me was not good, but I cannot sit there and dwell on it because I will never fully heal myself. So I'm forgetting about the situation. Do I fight what the person did to me? No. Am I going to be like friends with them again? Like associate myself with them again? Also no. And I'm not going to hold this hatred in this situation for the rest of my life because I'll never fully heal. I'll never be like the best version of myself if I'm holding on such bad energy, bad juju. I let the situation go. I'm still respecting myself and holding that boundary that I do not want to associate myself with you anymore. I don't want to be friends with you. I don't want to just even have you in my life anymore. But like that whole situation that happened to me, I pushed it away because I cannot dwell on it. I will never be happy in my entire life if I just sit there and like, why did this person do this to me? Why did I deserve that? I didn't deserve it. I moved on. What they did to me over here, but I'm still holding the boundary up. I forget what they did to me, but I'm still holding that boundary that you still did that thing to me. But I'm holding the boundary saying we're not getting close anymore. Simple. I hope that made sense. If it didn't, I do apologize. Anyways, I think that's all the sister advice I have for y'all today. Hopefully it was somewhat interesting. If you have any topics you want to talk about in the next video, let me know in the comments down below. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're new to my channel, I definitely recommend subscribing. I post every single Tuesday and Friday, and I would love to have you here. I'll see you on the next video. Love you guys. Bye.
Hey, it's me.